Hello everyone! Hello! We are going live today with Eva, Fruity Eva, and I'm so looking forward to meet this girl in person, quote unquote. Here she is, and go live with her. So Eva is in the house to be talking about raw vegan diet, and especially what I would like to talk to her is about the location that she lives in. Hello, Eva. How are you?
Hi, I'm super good. It's so nice to be on this live with you. So pretty excited. I'm super good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. I am super. I'm great as well. So I'm so glad to have you here with us, and I am looking forward. I was looking forward to this live.
Me too. Me too. So much, really.
Excellent. Where are you right now?
I'm right now in the Canary Islands. It's like I really like them. For those of you who don't know, the Canary Islands is a group of islands located right next to Africa, and it's part of the EU because the Canary Islands belong to Spain. And I like them so much because the climate is subtropic, so the winter is quite nice, or is like more pleasant than Germany, I would say, because it's not that cold. And I'm on the island of Gran Canaria.
Nice,
Is
nice. Well, that's actually one of the topics that I wanted to talk to you. Sorry, I watched your video about living on the Canary Islands as a raw vegan, and I guess that many viewers of ours would like to hear more about. So,
um
would you please
I can
share with our viewers why did you move to
sure
Canary Islands?
like so I can definitely say that for everyone who wants better fruit quality and who's used to fruit quality of, for example, Germany or the UK or a lot of countries in the north of Europe, such as Sweden. Because I have, for example, a friend and she lived in Norway and she was always like, the fruit quality is so bad. And I can definitely recommend to go to the Canary Islands because it's super easy. I mean, if you're part of, especially if you're living in Europe, you don't need a visa, you don't need anything, you just need your passport and you can go. And that's really nice. And the quality of fruit and vegetables is definitely really good. But it's not tropical fruit. Like it's not as if you would go to Borneo or Asia or maybe even South America. It's not like that. So you don't find jackfruit or durian, but I think you find like the European fruit and vegetables such as bananas or okay, bananas maybe not, but apples and zucchini and all of that, but in a much better quality than you can find in Germany, for example, because in Germany, like the fruit quality and vegetable quality is not so good because it's like a mass production. Germany is that big, but in the Canary Islands, it's a lot more small. And especially if you buy like the products from the islands, it's very like fresh. And for me, I notice it. Like if I eat, for example, a carrot in Germany and a carrot here, like you notice definitely the difference.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah.
How would you compare? So the quality is definitely better in the Canary Islands, and I would assume that is because of their location, probably the soil as well, because they're island and because of the climate, it's subtropical, as you said. How would you compare the prices when it comes to fruits and veggies in, for example, Germany or you in the UK versus the Canary Islands?
That's a great question. So I would say it's like the same as Germany. So like it's really the same price. Sometimes I think it depends where you go. For example, if you live in a tiny village and you don't have a car and there's just this tiny shop, then of course you will pay more. But for example, if you have a car and you can go to supermarkets or to markets, then you can get fruit quite cheap. And especially if you know the people who sell the fruit in markets, you can ask them, hey, like I eat so many bananas, can I buy a box of maybe 20 kilograms of bananas each week or maybe each month, and can I get a special price? So I think you can really make it cheap. For example, what I do, I eat a lot of bananas and you can find on the market, like we have a market that is like 5 minutes walking away, and you pay 60 cents and 65 cents a kilogram for bananas. So I like it's cheaper than Germany, but for example, if you want to have special fruit, that can be a little bit more expensive. But for me, it's worth it.
What would you tell our viewers about the accommodation? So, in particular, I guess the most practical questions when it comes to the accommodation would be um, what is the range of the prices of the accommodation? What is a decent accommodation? I mean, in other words, what is the standard of living there? And is it safe overall? So all that about the accommodation, the price, the safeness, how good is the standard, and if anything else you would like to add to that.
For sure, I love the questions, and I can say it really depends where you live. For example, I live right now in Las Palmas. It's the capital of Gran Canaria, and it's a little bit more expensive. But I mean, it's always what you want. For example, for me, I want to meet a lot of other young people, and I want to have um, things that I can do. For example, go to do sports, meet new people doing sports, and I don't need a car, so I save the money having a car, but I pay more for the apartment. For example, right now, I share the apartment with my boyfriend, and we pay around 550 euros for two people for one apartment. But it's if you want to know more, it's around 45 like
Square
square
meter.
meters. Exactly. So it's quite good, and it's really in a super, super nice area. Like you walk 4 minutes to the beach. So definitely you can find super cheap places, especially if you want, like what I did last year, because I spent 10 months here already, and I was renting an apartment with other Erasmus students, so with other students, and I paid 270 euros with everything included, like gas, lights, internet connection, etc. So, like, you can really find cheap places, and you can also, if you have more money, you can spend more money and you can get really, really amazing houses. And if you, for example, if you don't really care about the city so much, or you just want to be more in nature, you can definitely find super cheap places. But then I would recommend a car, because the bus, I mean, you can go with the bus, but it's a struggle. So, but if you have a car and if you enjoy to live more in nature, then you can get super, super cheap prices for accommodation. And it really depends, because the Canary Islands, they're super different. Like each island has a different climate, and they're the two biggest islands, Tenerife and Gran Canaria. And there you really have a very good infrastructure, and probably the accommodation can be a little bit more cheap, and food, etc., because you have more infrastructure. But if you go, for example, to La Gomera or La Palma, these are smaller islands, and I could imagine that it might be a little bit more expensive because if the cold and all of that. But my favorite island is for sure Gran Canaria and Tenerife, because you have infrastructure, it's super easy. You have, I don't know, whatever you need right there. So I liked it. And if the Canary Islands are safe, I would say definitely like they're as safe as Germany. So there's not much
Mm-hmm.
criminally, I don't know how to say
Uh, cr- so
it.
yeah, criminal activities.
Yes, because I think it's because it's an island, and I don't, but and people are very like
It's hard to
tranquilo.
run away on an island.
Exactly. So there's actually not so much. The only thing that I could imagine, there are more homeless people than in Germany, for example, because in
Because it's
Germany you
warm.
have like a more healthcare system, or not a healthcare system, but more a system that gets people off the streets. Because in winter, for example, if you're homeless in Germany, you will probably freeze to death. Here in the Canary Islands, you can be outside the whole year and nothing really happens. So more homeless people, but I've never had a bad experience, and I feel super safe, especially in Las Palmas, to walk the streets. So I think in general they're really safe, but then it depends again where you live. For example, if you live in a very, very poor area, then maybe there's more crimes, but I feel super safe. So, and the
Mm.
culture is also more like a mix between Spanish and South American, so Latino Spanish. Yes.
Nice, nice. I like what I hear because I've been thinking about the destination where I could spend the next winter, considering that Thailand is out of reach because they are requiring this mandatory quarantine for 10 days right now, and I hope it's going to be canceled soon, but you never know. And then I was thinking about Costa Rica again. However, I heard that there is now a new law in Costa Rica that says that you cannot enter any facility without proof of vaccination. So the Canary Islands sounds such a good option when it comes to the location, the vicinity, and the climate itself. Even though it's not tropic, but it's subtropical. But now, when it comes to this whole situation in the world, how does that affect the Canary Islands? Are there any regulations? Are there any restrictions when it comes to that?
Yes, we have restrictions, but the funny thing is now people they don't care anymore. Like I think people here, especially foreigners, like digital nomads who come from different countries, they just go here to the Canary Islands to escape the restrictions they have. So really, I think here it's super chill. Like I don't have the anything, like not injected, nothing, and I still can go to restaurants. And in Germany, and like in Germany, it was really so difficult. Like everyone asked, and people care so much in Germany. And here, it's really, really chill, especially if you are in like maybe a village or if you live close to the beach. It's very, very chill. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Do you, okay, you already told me you don't need a visa to go to the Canary Islands, and you don't need, of course, the COVID passport.
For me, the thing was, because I had like when I wanted to go home from the Canary Islands, I wanted to take the flight, and I had to take a test, and that was positive. So I actually had COVID, and
Okay.
I took my flight, and I had to do quarantine in Canary Islands, which was so stupid, but I was there, and so now I have kind of the certificate that I'm healthy from COVID. So I just could go to the Canary Islands because I had the certificate.
Oh,
But
okay,
so
okay.
yeah, so I don't actually know how it is if you have to quarantine when you go to the Canary Islands, but I cannot imagine. I think now they're more chill. It probably also depends which country you're coming from.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, but back onto the brighter side. So, thank you for sharing all of this. I really appreciate, and I trust that many of our viewers appreciate this information that you have just shared about the Canary Islands. But before we moved on, I would like, first and foremost, to ask you, would you please share why, I know why, but our viewers probably wonder, why in the first place you chose to move from Germany to the Canary Islands?
For sure, I love the question so much. For me, I don't like the winter time that much. I don't like winter. I don't like the cold. I mean, it's nice to go skiing, but I can do that maybe one week and I'm good with the winter. But for me, it's like you have to scrap the car. You have to get up 1 hour earlier to put out the snow from the garden or whatever. And I'm not a winter person. Like I like to go outside and to meet friends outside and yeah, to have my life more outside. And that's definitely not so possible in Germany for me. So and the fruit quality is not the best. I think it really depends. Maybe in UK, I've heard that the fruit quality is good because maybe they have a better transportation system with the fruit, but I'm in the south of Munich, no, in the south of Germany, close to Munich, and like, no, I didn't like it. And for me, I'm such a fruit lover, and I think when you eat a couple of years fruit based, you really care a lot more about the fruit quality. And when it's not good, I just feel sad. And then you eat the fruit, and it tastes a little bit like plastic, and you're like, Oh no. So for
Oh,
me,
I absolutely hear
yes,
you on that, girl, and thank you for sharing this because one of the most common questions that I get about diet that is like a complaint from people telling me that they cannot be satisfied, and I think that that in a big way has to deal with the quality of fruits and vegetables that they have, and most people haven't had truly a tree ripened good high quality fruits and veggies. So when you taste that, it's a whole different world. So I absolutely hear you on that, and I would agree that after a couple of years of eating raw fruits and vegetables, your taste buds become so much more sensitive, and you can
yes,
definitely feel this taste, this supple, and sometimes not even supple, but for me drastic differences in between the quality. Somebody would say, oh, banana is a banana. No way.
no.
Like it's completely different fruit. Like an apple and an
Yes.
apple. No, not the same. It's just
Mm-mm.
like the taste, the smell, even the shape, even the texture. It is so different, and it's so much better when we have high quality fruit. So, well, thank you for sharing all of this. You, just for those who have just joined in, so this girl has moved from Germany to the Canary Islands because she has been on a raw vegan diet, and she moved because she wants to be in the sun all year around, and she wants to have an access to high quality foods. And this girl here, Fruity Eva, has written a ebook for our Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which is available now through the link in Eva's EG bio. So go ahead to her profile, to her EG bio, and there is a link to purchase the bundle. And you can do the same in my EG profile as well. So choose with that whichever you want. And I also pinned the comment here with a link where you can order your Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which gives you over 50 ebooks, courses, audios, and so much more on the topics of how to be on a raw vegan diet. So many recipes that is insane, and the creations are extraordinary, beautiful, and you also have some educational material and even courses. So, Eva, would you please share with all of us what is your book in this bundle about?
Sure. So I wanted to create a recipe ebook that is super simple because especially if you're traveling and you don't have a dehydrator or food processor, which is amazing and I love them, but I mean it's hard to take them wherever you go. So I just wanted to create a recipe ebook that is super simple because also I have a lot of comments on my social media for people who are not they have never tried a raw vegan diet but they're interested. So for more beginners. So I wanted to say, okay, I create something, an ebook that shows people how simple it is to make delicious meals with just fruit and vegetables and sometimes nuts and seeds. And just you can create really delicious recipes that yeah, that everyone can enjoy. So that was the idea behind it. And yeah, and that's just what I did. And because the thing is, a lot of people they don't even know that it's possible to eat fruit-based or raw vegan, and they don't even know that you can actually make delicious salad sauces or delicious, yeah, fruit meals. And I wanted to show them, hey, this is what I've eaten the past 4.5 years before I got a dehydrator or before I got a food processor, and it worked for me. And yeah, and I just wanted to share it with people.
Nice, nice. What would be your favorite recipe from your ebook?
That's a good question. So I'm a huge fan of nice cream. So nice cream is basically when you um, blend frozen bananas in a food processor or in a blender, and you cannot imagine, but the texture is like ice cream. And I like nice cream so much because everyone, even if they're not raw vegan or fruit-based, they enjoy it. And yeah, and I just like to share it. And one really nice recipe is when you just blend frozen bananas. So you have the foundation of nice cream and then you put it in a bowl and you make the sauce. And you can make the sauce with frozen or with berries that you defrosted, so defrozen berries and some dates and a little bit of water. And if you want, you can add cacao or cinnamon, but you don't have to. And then just blend that and you give that hot or warm sauce over the banana and ice cream, and it's super delicious, super simple to make. You can get the ingredients even if you're in Germany or maybe in Sweden, and it's really, really delicious. Yes.
Nice, nice. I'm so glad that you shared this recipe in particular. I would like to share my experience. So, for 3 years, I was making a raw vegan food in a restaurant once a week, and I was doing that for 3 years. And one of the most like popular recipes that I was preparing was nice cream. And so many people who were new to this cuisine, they would ask me, "What did you put in this ice cream? I thought you were vegan." And I was like, "I am raw vegan." And they said, "Well, why did you put milk in this?" And I said, "No, I didn't put milk." And then say, "Okay, why did you put eggs?" I said, "No, I didn't put eggs." And they said, "Well, what is the creaminess?" Bananas. So it is amazing. And when you blend just bananas that haven't been frozen, they are not in the same consistency. But when you freeze bananas and then you defrost them just a little bit so that you can cut them, and then you put them into the food processor or in a blender, you get this like the creaminess of the creaminess, and it is really amazing. So now we have a couple of comments and questions, and we can just go through them. Jessica Jensen. Hi, Jessica. She says, "I'm in Ireland. I heard that Ireland is beautiful, and often fruit goes bad without ever reaching ripe." Oh, I hear you on that, Jessica. It happens. Okay, please tell me, is that fruit packed in plastic bags? Because you know that in some supermarkets, fruit is packed in plastic bags, and then if you buy them like that, just take them out from the plastic bags, and that might help. Yeah, whenever you have any fruit or vegetables in plastic bags, just take them out, and that might help. Then Jessica says, "Buying different size fruit is like buying different sizes of rocks." Right.
Yes.
And Jessica, I'm not traveling, and I don't uh, face them, probably face them. And does anyone has? Okay, is there me? Okay, Jonas Sunshine. Hi, Jonas. He says, "Is there mean cream? Mean cream." I don't know.
I think it was because of nice cream and if there's a mean cream. I don't think
Oh, okay,
so.
okay. Now I understand. Okay, okay. Yeah, the
I
nice
think
cream and the mean cream.
I think
Okay.
the reason for an ice cream is actually because it's cruelty free. Because for example, if you buy like regular nice ice cream, there's so much cruelty involved with like the dairy industry and all of that. And when you make ice cream out of bananas, you just have beautiful bananas and no animals have to suffer. So yes.
Yes, yeah, I absolutely agree on that. Agree with you on that. And just yeah, I could go into the dairy industry right now, but I don't think that anyone would like that because I just go crazy. I'm so passionate about that, and yeah, that is the topic that probably most disturbs me because it attacks directly mothers and their babies.
Yes.
Um, uh, just a second. Okay. Then Fruity Louise from Denmark, she says, "Is there a fruity community in Gran Canaria?"
That's a great question. I was searching for it and I did not yet find one, but I think there is one in Tenerife, in
Mm-hmm.
the south of Tenerife, I think, but I would have to do more research. There's one I'm visiting like a permaculture farm where you can go and you can live with them and work with them and learn about permaculture. And I think you can manage to stay raw vegan there, but a raw vegan farm I have not yet found, or a raw vegan community, I don't know. But I hope like it would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Well, if we all go there, I'm talking to Liz now, and we collect all the people from the Fresh Fruit Festival, and we go there. There is a community. Yeah, but I would love to also see more fruit, raw vegan communities around the world, especially one in the Grand Canary. That would be amazing. So, how do you feel as a raw vegan on that island? I mean, do your friends know? Do other people like give you strange looks when you buy all those fruits, or what do they say?
For sure. So, I think it depended a lot. The first year when I came here, I was living with like people who were just into alcohol and parties and all of that. So yeah, I definitely felt a little bit like weird in a way, but I think you really grow with it and you learn how to do the lifestyle on your own, even if you're with people who eat a different way. Now it's actually a lot easier because now I've met a person and it's actually a couple and they're also raw vegan or they're raw vegan. So I meet with them and also my boyfriend, he's not raw vegan, but he has diabetes type 1. So he really has to take care of his health and he's interested and he's also reading Mastering Diabetes. So he wants to go vegan and all of that. So yeah, now we're two people doing it in a way, and I already know also two other people. So now it's easier. But in the beginning, it was definitely like hard, especially because I was shy because I've never lived and not with my family. So yeah, but I think you just learn, you just have to go through it and learn how to do it when people support you or not support you. Stay true to yourself. And yes, definitely. But it's not like I think wherever you go, or in a lot of places where you go, people are normal. So here in the Canary Islands, even though they have access to very good fruit and vegetable quality, a lot of people just choose to eat food, and that's unfortunately the way it is.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Well, thank you for sharing this. Okay, Jonas Sunshine, he says, is there a raw community in Serbia? I wish I could say there is, but unfortunately, if well, no, it is me and maybe a couple of more people whom I'm not really sure if they are 100% or not. I do have some friends who say they're like raw vegans, but I don't really know, to be sure, to be honest. Yeah. No, but there is nothing like crazy major raw vegan community in Serbia yet. However, I believe there is a potential for it to become a reality, because there are so many people who eat lots of fruits and vegetables because they want to go raw, but then um, most of them are vegan, and that's a good sign. And I think there is a great potential that in near future, more of those vegans go fully raw. So I would really, really like to see that.
Yes, I would also like to see that because when I started veganism in Germany, where I was from, Bavaria, nobody knew about it, and everyone was like, "This makes no sense," and what you're doing, and a lot of like misconceptions about it. But now it's a lot more trending, and a lot more people are like, "Oh, you're vegan? Okay." And maybe one day the same will happen to fruit-based or veganism. I hope so. I really do.
I absolutely believe. I'm looking at this from this chronological point of view. So a couple of decades ago, when vegetarian uh, first came about as a trend, let's say. I mean, it was there even longer than that, longer before that. But let's like this new age. Let's talk about this. So when vegetarian came about, so some people went vegetarian, and then people who were on a standard diet, they were asking those vegetarians, where do you get your protein? And then veganism came around, and then vegetarians and some other people went vegan. And then those people who were asking vegetarians about protein, now they were asking vegans about protein. That famous fake question. Um, it's such an absurd, really, it's such an absurd, because there has never been a protein deficiency in the medical scientific literature of all human time. And still everyone is concerned about where do you get your protein, because they are brainwashed by the meat and dairy industries. Anyway, so they were all concerned where vegans get their proteins. And then over time, when they saw that vegetarians are doing well and vegans are doing well, and then raw veganism came around, and then whom are they going to ask the famous question? Sometimes I think that people just ask that because it is so famous. When you
Yes,
ask
I
it,
agree.
you sound like, oh, I know this question. It sounds
Yes, yes.
good, so cool. So yeah, and there's gonna come a day when they will realize that raw veganism is not just a way not to be is not just a way not to be protein deficiency, but a way to thrive in health. And I'm looking forward to that day. And I believe that what are we doing now as a group of people from all around the world have come together to create this beautiful bundle for the second time this year. That is like probably one step in the right direction to move the humanity towards eating fresh fruits and vegetables. And sometimes it even amazes me when I consider when I consider when I consider my job, like teaching people to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, something that is so obvious and that
Yes.
everyone should know. Like I'm like, what, really? I am supposed to you and all of us. I'm really, really amazed. Okay, so since I have other obligations, unfortunately, we would have to wrap this up. But I would like to ask you, do you have anything more to add?
No, I would just say I really would encourage for everyone who's watching or who's watching this video later to really watch your YouTube channel, because I wanted to give you a huge compliment to your YouTube channel because you explain things really in such a good way, so easy, and you can manage to break down complex things into such a simple way, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea what it means to me to hear this, because yes, I love to teach. When I teach, I'm happy. So if you know, endorsed my YouTube channel and my teachings, that means like a world to me. So thank you so much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So
Yeah, Eva, it was so nice to connect with you and to talk to you. I'm wishing you a beautiful day and please keep glowing.
I will. Thank you, you too, and thank you for the people who were watching.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.